Okay, so are you ready for Fei? Yes, you are. So we talk a lot about this topic, and that when I read the title, I was questioning if we really need more power, because the title of Feiyu Xu's talk is The Unleashing of the Power of AI. And I have to say, I'm so impressed by the power of AI already that I'm rather scared about more unleashing of more power. But we will learn about what to expect. So please welcome to the stage Dr. Feiyu Xu, Head of AI Global of SAP, and also the President of the Asia Berlin Forum. Welcome to the stage.
Good morning. Good morning to AI Day with our human intelligence. Before I start about more sophisticated AI technologies, I want to ask you a question. What is artificial intelligence? Open. Yeah, it's a very, very good start. Without data, we cannot do artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence enables machines to complete tasks like humans, right? Which kind of tasks like humans? Like Mr. Gifa just mentioned, right? Promote Asia, promote Berlin. This is normally we humans do, right? Now, ChatGPT provides us input. And what do our humans do in addition? Listening, understanding, talking, question answering, and cooking, play games. Now, today, artificial intelligence can do these kind of tasks, and also even manufacturing, assembling. In many cases, I think Mr. Gaifa, she is right. We should be scared and also have respect and happy that artificial intelligence is in many cases augment our intelligence. Can you raise your hand if you can speak more than 10 languages? 6 languages? Wow, congratulations. But I think most of us here can speak more than at least 2 languages, right? Often more than 3 languages. And how many languages can Google Translate speak? Yes. Yeah, but we are happy that Google Translate can understand hundreds pairs of languages, right? We are happy because we can use it for our everyday work and life when we travel. And how many plants can you recognize when you take a walk in the forest? But there are apps can help you when you take a walk in the forest, can recognize hundreds and thousands of plants, right? It's an augmentation of our intelligence. And I think also often it's a boring part. Why should we recognize all the plants if we have artificial intelligence, right? Therefore, I think we should, on the one hand, have respect and be mindful with the power of artificial intelligence, and also be optimistic. Our life will be made easier, and we will be much more, our everyday life and work will be easier with artificial intelligence. And with ChatGPT, we can talk with machine, use our human language, right? What's your last question for ChatGPT in the last few days?
I asked it to organize the travel trip for me in Ireland, and it did a fantastic job.
and you validate it, what is right for you, right? Very useful, and you use natural language, right? Therefore, artificial intelligence make our interaction with machine using our own language, our gestures, right? Make it more natural. Then I ask you, is artificial intelligence useful? Do you agree? Yes. Okay. And if we look at the evolution of artificial intelligence, I have been working in artificial intelligence almost 30 years. And I'm so grateful. After the release of ChatGPT, almost everybody realized the power of artificial intelligence. If we look at the history of artificial intelligence, we can see it starts with the numbers, data, and then the prediction, recommendation. Now, artificial intelligence is creative. The knowledge workers can make use of artificial intelligence. On the other hand, we have to face with the challenges like misinformation, like fake news, right? Fake pictures. And if I want to share with you as my experience, right? As global head of AI at SAP, we are under such a high pressure in order to make the adoption of artificial intelligence successful. To be honest, I'm so impressed by the number of ChatGPT, right? Within 2 months, 100 million of end users have been using ChatGPT. I really want to have this number also for my applications. And if you look at GPT, you can see it's very easy to use, natural interaction, and also many capabilities, right? Question answering, translation, instruction, and also giving you hints for your healthcare, right? One GPT can solve many problems. This is the example we can take. People will ask, why this disruptive innovation? What is the difference between now and 10 years before? Now I want to share with you the difference. Before, the artificial intelligence mainly do classification, prediction, like give a face. Artificial intelligence say, oh, this is a face of a human. And then say, oh, this is a face of open. And then say, oh, this is not a faked face in a paper. This is a real face of open. And in real life, right? Face recognition, face authentication, and liveness, 3 technologies. However, with artificial intelligence today, you can create a face of open in 10 years. And even backwards. We can check. And this is the generative AI. It can generate faces, generate pictures. People who cannot paint can leverage generative AI, be painters, right? And I think for the adoption, in particular for developers, why the foundational model, large language model are so useful, because it can learn itself. Before many companies, we have to invest so much in order to do the annotation. A lot of work, right? Now, foundational model, large language model, they can do self-annotation. They can learn themselves. This makes the production of end products much easier, low code, no code. And furthermore, I think Ms. Feiyu, she's right. Even for AI scientists, Hans now in the audience also, we often discuss about it. Also because the foundational model, large language model, we don't know the capabilities. And there are emerging capabilities we don't know. This is what really make us, we should be very mindful. If we develop large language model, foundational model, we always have to keep this in our mind. There are emerging capabilities. Of course, when we use ChatGPT, we are so surprised. Wow, it can do this, it can do that. Right? We're surprised by the positive capabilities, but we still have, I think, therefore, innovation technologies have been invested in order to see how can we detect the potential emerging capabilities. It's very important. And often people mentioned now the artificial intelligence is more close to human intelligence. And it's really more close to human intelligence, right? Before, we call it the narrow AI. Before, we have a single AI services, like you have machine translation, Google Translate. If you want to do translation, you have to Google Translate. If you want to do some speech recognition, you have to use separate service. Now, with large language model, one large language model can do translation, can do question answering, can give you answers to the instruction, can answer the interviews, right? Do a lot of things, right? Writing emails. Therefore, like we human, right? We human, we can do also different tasks and with one single physical body with our brain, right? This is from narrow AI to more broad artificial general intelligence. And what does it mean for industry? What does it mean for consumers? The consumers, and we started already, we can start with natural language. And also, for consumers, if we go to as e-commerce, right? Today, we still have to do navigation click, right? In the future, what do you think? You just say, I want to buy something from the price range, blah, blah, and which my favorite colors, and then the e-commerce platform will deliver the products immediately. You don't have to click many times. And also, the support and service. I think in the past, many companies are always worried why the customers don't like their chatbots, because their chatbots are boring. They can only give answers about some fact-driven questions. But most customers, they have troubles. They want to know how to solve the problem. Troubleshooting and the how-to questions, they are much more different and difficult to answer. But now you see ChatGPT is able to give troubleshooting and give you the steps for the instruction, right? The support chatbot will be much more useful than before. And also for product development, for companies like Siemens, right? Many manufacturing companies, generative AI will help you design new product and immediately take the feedback of users, right? This can be integrated in the ideation, in the improvement, continuous improvement. And for the developers, I don't know whether in the audience, some of you let ChatGPT or Codex develop codes already. And which programming language? Okay. Are you happy with the results? And what do you with the rest of your time? Yes. Therefore, now I often make some jokes, right? As in the future, we don't need so many developers. We need debuggers. And the developers can sit in Asian Berlin Summit and listen to talks. Now, let's be serious. If you have a startup company, if you have a industry, if you work with artificial intelligence, but most companies don't have large language model, right? And how you leverage the large language model and the foundational model for your use cases, for your applications, for your developers. And we start with the low-hanging fruits. You can leverage the existing ones, right? Build job descriptions, build codes. However, in many cases, you have your own data, you have your own needs, right? In this case, you can fine-tune the model. I will show you later which kind of technologies are available. I'm sure everybody of us in the future will be a prompt engineer. And the third ones, as I think in the near future, perhaps every company will have their own large language model with their own data, right? Adapt to there. Now, I want to summarize, right? If we go to little detail, more technical, data, we start with the data. In the foundational model, large language model, you have text, right? Text which we know from ChatGPT. And I guess some of you also use Dolly. Do you use Dolly and create some pictures? Yes? Christmas cards? And also speech, voices, right? And also, for many companies, structured data is important, right? Financial data, sensor data for manufacturing, assembly line, and the supply chain data, human resource data, customer feedback, right? Given this data, the foundational model, transformer, they are able to transform from text to text, like question to answer. From text to image, you see, I want to have a rabbit in Chinese style and in Tang Dynasty. And they will paint a rabbit in Tang Dynasty. And also, like Mr. Gifa mentioned, right? The speech which has her tone, right? Her voices. This is a transform from one voice to another personalized voices. And the major technologies are embedding, I will show you later. Prompt engineering, I guess most of you who have been using ChatGPT, you are prompt engineer already. Perhaps in the first stage, you can be more sophisticated. There are formulate prompts can be also very interesting. There's a very good lectures provided by Andrew Ng and also OpenAI. If you are interested in, you can really take a look at it. And also fine-tuning. This is more sophisticated. And do summarization and the writing assistant, I think this is very useful. And question answering, code generation. These are all examples. Now, I want to share with you, of course, I'm global head of AI at SAP. What mean artificial intelligence for SAP, right? Let's start with data. If you look at a company like SAP, we have more than 300,000 customers. And we provide applications and solutions platform for supply chain, for finance transaction, for human resources, for customer services. Therefore, a lot of the data, but however, this data must be combined with also the public data, like weather data, social media data. You cannot calculate supply chain demand forecast without integrate weather data, right? Also without integrate events, natural disaster, because they all have impact. Therefore, the data you have within the company must be connected also outside the company. And if we want to provide benchmarking, say, for supply chain of this particular spare part during this, in the next few months, the benchmarking is also important, right? And see, most companies need only 3 hours in order to get spare part. And if you need 1 week, something's wrong with your company. You are not competitive. Therefore, given the data must be linked inside the company, outside the company, and among the companies in order to get benchmarking. Given the data, we can extract 2 kinds of knowledge. I call it implicit knowledge. Implicit knowledge is like machine learning models, because nobody can really understand the machine learning models. They are neural network nodes connect to each other, right? Implicit knowledge, right? And also similar like us a human, right? If I ask you a question, can you explain me how you drive a bicycle? What's the step 1? And this is also, we humans, we all have, our experience is often also implicit knowledge, right? And there's also explicit knowledge, like math, like physical rules, right? Also like org chart in a company. They are very explicit, right? But the combination of the implicit, also legal regulations, they are explicit knowledge. Also the locations of countries, cities, they are explicit knowledge. The combination of the implicit knowledge and explicit knowledge give us the opportunities to develop applications for automation, for natural human-machine interaction, recommendation, planning, forecast, and give us the chance also to do the explanation. Because if the machine do some prediction, we can link to the explicit knowledge, explain why. And without artificial intelligence, SAP, we cannot realize our vision. I want to share with you our vision, right? We want to make every customer in SAP intelligent. Without AI, it's almost possible, like I share with you, right? Simple automation of the navigation of e-commerce platform, right? And also optimization, the recommendations, supply chain resilience, without connecting of the data, without also the real-time monitoring of the data, we cannot provide real-time, on-demand supply chain risk management. But every company heavily needed this support. And the third one, sustainability. Without AI, without data, we cannot really monitor the CO2 emission, right? For companies like SAP, how we can serve our customers? Because we know the most companies, they don't have data scientist teams, right? You cannot ask our customers to fine-tuning, do retraining of the machine. Therefore, it's very important for companies like us. I think many companies are like SAP, right? If you want to infuse AI technologies into your products, you have to work hard on it, make the applications low-code, no-code, so that our customers don't have to do much. Perhaps they can infuse some examples, right? Do very limited annotation. I think the large language model, foundation model, make it happen. With limited examples, you can fine-tune the models and make the models adapt to your needs. And SAP, we have more than 20 verticals, 20 industries to cover. And each industry, even within one industry, right, different companies have different org chart, different job descriptions, different supply chain dependence. Therefore, also very important, the artificial intelligence technologies can adapt to their needs. Adaptability is very important. The third one actually is the most one, trustworthiness. The security of the data protection, privacy, and make sure that from the ideation to the validation of the data, continuous improvement, marketing, they are all compliant and secure for our customers, and follow the guiding principles of AI ethics. This is our overall portfolio, starting from the business technology platform, and then we provide solutions, applications for human resource, human capital management, for supply chain, spend management, and business network, and customer relationship management. I give you examples already. Now, I want to let you understand a little more about how to use large language model, and in particular for companies, right? Because many companies, you have your own data. Even you want to provide the customer support, right? Your products perhaps are not within the large language model. How can you do it? Not so difficult. The prompt, for the query, you formulate your prompt. We call it a prompt, it's embedding. And then, for example, OpenAI provides API, you can do the search, and the search results can be also embedded in the large language model in order to get the right answers, which adapt to your data. Actually, a much sophisticated search with answers, not the documents as answers, right? This is, I think I recommend every company try this, right? Embedding, improve the search with natural language as answers, summarization as answers. The second one is, of course, you can ask weathers, you can ask questions about how about Asia, how important is Asia, but for many companies, you have business document. You can use, for example, in SAP, we help our customers process their invoices, and in order to make the financial transactions successful. And large language model is able to recognize the business entities given an invoice like this. This is a tax invoice. And we can extract information from the invoice and use this as our prompt. And then the large language model is able to extract invoice number, the date of the invoice, the amount, even more. And also, I think it's really cool. Since many large language models can cover many languages, before, if we want to do invoice processing, we have to invest a lot in different languages, in Japanese, in Spanish, in Chinese. And with one large language model, you can now process invoices in many, many languages and reduce a lot of costs. The third one is, for the third one, you need data scientists. It's fine-tuning. How can you also fine-tune the model, do retraining for your own needs? I think this is a kind of evolution also for each company. You start with low-hanging fruits, leverage large language model as it is, and then leverage retrieval technologies, and furthermore, you can upskill your data scientists or hire your data scientists in order to fine-tuning, have your own adapted foundation model or large language model. I skip this. I want to close with AI ethics, which is a very important topic. I'm very proud of SAP. SAP is one of the pioneer companies in Europe. In 2018, we formulate AI ethics guiding principles. You see, we have 7 guiding principles. We are driven by our values, design for people, enable business beyond bias. This is very important. And strive for transparency and integrity in all we do. And then these guiding principles was the starting point for SAP. And then how we do the execution in everyday work. Then we set up the guidance, the governance after the guidance. Within SAP, we have our AI Ethics Steering Committee. Who are inside the steering committee? They are senior executives, experts in human resource, because AI is about human too, right? Which kind of job profiles, and data about our employees, data about our customers. And then we have experts in technology, in product strategy, in legal, in marketing. These all peoples belong to the AI Ethics Steering Committee. However, since AI is developing so fast, therefore, we also invite AI ethics experts from the academia. They give us advice, and we share also with them critical use cases, applications. Whether this use cases is critical, we should wait, or we should leverage additional knowledge. And we have also a team, accompany all the employees. This is the trustworthy AI workstream. From the ideation, if we have a new AI use case, this workstream will work with the team together, see which kind of use case, which kind of data we will use for which target. And then from the ideation to the validation of the data, to the validation of technologies, and also development, deployment, and continuous improvement. It's an end-to-end process where trustworthiness and the AI ethic is in each step. And I'm also very proud because AI is not only a job of data science team for companies like SAP, because we are not developing general purpose AI technologies. We are developing AI applications. Therefore, the product teams, the pricing teams, sales teams, commercial teams, they all belong to the AI efforts. Last year, we released a global AI ethics policy for all the employees. Make sure they are upskilled, they get educated, they are accompanied by the guiding principles, by the governance, and by the technology support. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Fei. We actually plan to have a Q&A on stage here, but we are over time already. We're running out. So I would like to invite Alan and you in the speaker's corner to have the Q&A outside. Because we would like to continue with the program. So there is Q&A happening outside. Yeah, is that okay?
Yes, okay. I asked you so many questions already.
Yes, we have a lot of questions, I know. Yes, maybe we can take 2 from the audience quickly. Is there any questions from the audience? There's one in the back. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Just. Mm-hmm.
My question is, SAP is doing so much more for the power of AI with its customers. What is it that we can do as a young company to collaborate?
Mm-hmm. So the question is about what can a small company do to collaborate with a large company like you in the topic of AI?
We have a lot of options, right? I think in the audience we have SAP I/O. You can be part of our ecosystem. And there's a different opportunities, right? Where startups will be involved and share with use cases. And also, if you have cool technologies, as I mentioned, right? We can work together and also infuse these technologies into the applications which the ecosystem containing more than 300,000 customers. I think we are an important hub for the startups, in particular in the supply chain area.
Yes. So thank you so much. Thank you, Fei, for this input. Thank you so much.